Happy to be here with you too. So thanks for joining us today. So let's see. Can everybody see? Can y'all see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. All right. So welcome. I'm going to turn it over to Pat. We're going to alternate here.
I can't see the PowerPoint.
No?
No, it's just a black. I see the green outline.
Is your camera on? Can you see us?
There it is. There it is.
Okay, good. There you go. Hey.
Oh, she just wanted to give us another scare. That's all. Well,
Lord, we talk
that's
about
it.
scare. Pat and I were figured y'all do your own program.
There you go. Let's say you all read very well. Okay. This is the State Legislative Committee, and we have a purpose, you all. Believe it or not, we have a purpose, and our purpose for us is we work for state and federal laws to improve our living, and we monitor meetings of the General Assembly, the boards of trustees, the state retirement system, and state health plan. And I know you've been hearing some stuff about what's happening with that. It is not good at the moment. And we monitor and speak out. That's the one I really like about any quality of life legislation that affects us, the federal legislative issues also that affect us. That's part of our purpose. Those are our purposes.
Okay. And then here are our responsibilities and where we got this from. This is in our policy manual for NCRSP. So our responsibilities are to plan, development, implement the annual legislative program. And we actually do a basic one every 2 years, and then we tweak it on the off years. And that includes retirement system, health care, issues affecting quality of life, Social Security, Medicare, and other related things that affect us as senior citizens. We then present our plan to the executive board for discussion and approval. And after that, we work with our efforts with the state and local leaders in setting up our plan and making sure we can do what we can to get our legislative agenda passed. And we also develop, and we continue with one we already have going, a grassroots lobbying and organizing plan that works for us as seniors.
That's you.
Yes, that's you, Pat.
I thought it was you. All right. We then become conduits. We take this information as well as implementers. We are conduits and implementers of the legislative program. There'll be some stuff coming out of there that we really have to participate in, have to look at. We participate in the interview process. And right here in Cumberland, we're trying to get something done right now before June 30th. We're trying to get some stuff done for some candidates. And then we assist the division's lobbyists as needed. And you know, when we do those actions needed things, that we might have to go somewhere and do something. General Assembly. Can't go to NEA, but we have folk who do that. So we just need to stay on our toes for everything that we've got to, that talks about us, really. That talks about us.
Correct. Okay, so now we'll go back and look at these a little bit and see if there are any of these issues you want to particularly ask about, or if you think we ought to tweak them, because it's probably been several years since people have looked at our duties and responsibilities, and there might be some things you want to go back and talk about. So let's go back to the purpose. Any of those you'd like for us to reword, or you think there's anything missing in our purpose?
Now, if your brain isn't working right this minute because it's June, you can always send them.
And some people say, what about the federal? What are we doing with that? Well, we do send out stuff to you about Social Security and other issues and Medicare and Medicaid when those things come out.
Are you emailing this to us regular updates?
I have emailed it to the legislative committee. I emailed it to the Monday night. I can email it to all of y'all if I know who's on the call, but it's also in our policy, but which is online, but I can do it. Okay. It's like page 22 and 23 of the policy manual.
Okay.
Okay.
But
All right.
I'm also talking about updates, things happening.
Pardon me. Yes, we certainly will. We'll continue with that the way we usually do.
Okay.
And see if we'll have other suggestions about how we get that out to people too. Thanks. I thought you
Uh-huh.
meant this actual document here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, I just didn't understand. How about the
Barbara,
responsibilities?
Barbara's up.
Yeah,
Got her
go
hands
ahead,
up.
Pat.
Barbara.
Okay,
Barbara has her hand up, I believe.
Hi,
okay, Barbara.
everybody.
Hey.
I think under the purpose and
Mm-hmm,
possible responsibilities,
mm-hmm.
I know that we have always done retirement issues, but maybe we should branch out a little bit on how we can support the active division on their issues like the vouchers and the corporations, kids over
Okay.
corporations, because there are lots of bills that are being passed that will affect us, like the cap on property tax,
Yes.
Yep.
some of the election voter rights or restriction bills that they're trying to pass
Yep.
that
Okay.
don't really fall under specifically retirement,
Mm-hmm.
but they will affect all of us.
And
Mhm.
future retirees.
And
Yes.
future retirees. So maybe we should expand that from improved retirement living for members of the division, but maybe retirement and future retirees or retirement. I don't know. Just see, we talked about this before several
Mhm.
times, but
Right.
maybe make that a little bit more focused.
Okay. That's good.
Thank you.
All right. And responsibilities. I think, Pat, were you asking? I think we've got that covered.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. And about this part of responsibilities. Are we okay with this? So the second bullet here is one we wanted to be sure to show y'all because it actually is in our policy manual that we are to participate in NCAE and NEA interview process for our local, state, and national candidates. And we do have another slide specifically for that later because right now it's a time sensitive issue we want to let you know about.
Right.
So will there be some kind of succinct timeline and process that'll be shared with us on how to proceed in contacting and
I
being
will,
part of that
well,
process?
yeah, we get to
We
that
got
slide.
one.
We'll talk about that a little bit more.
Okay, so there'll
Okay.
be more on that.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
NCAE is not sent it, but we kind of know a deadline that we've got to go by, so we can give you an idea.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know what the deadline is because nobody around here knows.
Well, I can tell you it's sooner than later. I can tell you that.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. So
Oh.
now this gets back to the question that was asked about how we get information out to y'all. Tell us, those of you who are legislative committee chairs, region chairs, what are some things you have found that worked for you? And as a participant, if you are not a region chair, tell us what seems to be working when you get information from us. Anybody got your ideas of what works best that we're doing now?
Or hope to do if there's something you've thought of that you haven't done already.
Well, come on, people. I know people
Emails.
got ideas besides me. I'm
All right,
not run off,
emails.
but come
That's
on.
good. Okay.
For me, this is Kathy Drew from Wayne County.
Yes.
My legislative person is unable to be here, but what we have found that really works when I receive emails or when she receives emails and we forward it to all the members,
Yes.
that really works. And then when we have our monthly meetings, she always discusses whatever is relevant at that time, whatever news we've come. So getting the information from you to us always works very well because we are able to share it with our other members.
Excellent. Thank you. And that's a good
Okay.
point about bringing them up at meetings, because sometimes even though we say things in email, when people hear it in person, it resonates with them a little bit
It
better.
does. It does.
Yeah.
Paulette has her hand up.
Okay.
I created an email
Uh-huh.
for legislative news. I
Okay.
don't send it from my personal email. I think the email is titled Wake Legislative Updates or something like that. I can't remember what.
Okay.
So that frees up my email also. And they know now when they see that email coming through that it's
Yeah.
about legislative legislative matters only.
Okay.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
Any other best practices?
Yeah. How about Edie? You're on here. Idris, because you have a couple locals that are not active. They don't have organized officers. But tell us what you do.
I just send everything out to everybody on my list. And Gifford County is so big that I just send my updates to the president, and the president, she send it out to everybody else. So I
Okay.
just keep in constant contact with them. And then I do have legislative team members in that, and
Yeah.
I send information to them to make sure they get it out to their people.
Good. One thing I do, I usually ask, because we don't have all in my region, we don't have all local legislative chairs. So I email the ones we do and I say, do you want me to send it out to your members or do you want to do it? So they let me do that. And I don't know if y'all do the same thing, but if not, you might want to check with them. Sometimes the locals say, you just pass it on out so it's coming from you. Okay. All right.
Challenges. Okay. Any challenges? Anything that you have to really think about how to get a hold to your members?
I had a suggestion at one of my other trainings this summer is that when you send out like short emails,
yes,
and you have people that don't have emails but they have cell phones, is copy the message into a text. And then send it by text. And they have found good success with that. So I'm going to try that more this year, and then use phone. I think I'm going to increase my use of PhoneVite.
Yeah. You just led right into one we're going to talk about later. Thank you, Barbara. That's great.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's good. Glad you were thinking that way.
That's right.
And one of my challenges is that might address it, Barbara, but one of mine is the emails that bounce back. So I think then if I've got a cell phone for them, the problem is lots of times for NCRSP, it says the primary phone number, and that's not necessarily, your cell phone number. But that's a good idea because it's getting too expensive for us to try to mail something to them individually.
It takes too long too.
Yes, it does. Right.
Yeah. The thing of it is things are happening so fast.
Yes.
It's almost like there would be a running, the problem is a lot of people don't even probably receive text. And we have a lot of retired people who, they will only probably receive snail mail. But if there's a way to get immediate things as they're happening, I'll try to keep up with as best I can, but I don't always catch everything.
Good. And thank you, Karen. That brings up another point because sometimes the night before something's going to happen, that's when we get the information. And that is really, you got to get word to everybody else. It's got to get out to you. So that's a challenge too, because they don't do things overnight. Right now, the legislature said, Pat's laughing. She didn't believe that, Pat. But, they had said, we're right on target with this budget. And by June 15th, we'll have something out.
Right.
It has not been passed. So,
or they're having something out that nobody likes but them. You said you're the only one.
There you go. Yes.
There's nothing in there good for anybody but you all.
Exactly.
That's
okay, thanks. These are good. And if y'all think of something later, you can email one of us. We've got our contact information at the end and tell us, I thought about this one later on. So a backup plan, we have learned recently that it is good for us to have a backup plan because the region legislative chairs sometimes have issues like a family situation or not having good internet or going out of the country. So if you're a region legislative chair, you need a backup plan of who will get that information out. And let's talk about who, if you do that, who you use for that. Anybody have a backup already? And if you're a local one, maybe you've got somebody else too, if you're the one responsible for getting out to everybody.
So the president can be the main one or the backup, depending on what's going on. But then who after that, right?
Right.
All of our locals don't have legislative. Well, all of our locals are not. They're on pause. So, that right there says that it's got to get sent out some other kind of way. Some other way.
And sometimes someone will go, how about I'm out of the country? Can it go next week? And I'll say, no, maybe somebody else can do it, because we got to get it out right now if that happens.
What about the region directors?
Oh, good idea. Region director. That's
Because
good.
they have everybody in the
Yes.
region's email addresses, and they should be able to do those mass emails and phone calls.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Colleen,
And
that's
yeah.
what I
Yes.
did. And when I was out of the country,
Yes.
our district director sent the
Uh-huh.
email out.
Excellent. Because they've
Yeah.
got access to the whole list and they can get
They
it out
do.
for you.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
good. Very helpful. That was your backup plan. And I think Nancy in Region 1A had the same thing, but then her region director had an issue with internet. So then you need a backup for the backup.
Oh, so
Okay.
we're in
That'll
good
be the
hands.
backups. The backup needs to have his or her backup plan.
That's right. Yes, right. Yeah.
Gee. Okay.
Okay. Think this is good. All right.
Yep.
Pat?
Yep. All right. So, as Barbara said, phone bite. Now I know I got this from you all years ago, back in 2017, I think is what ours says. And we have been using phone bite since then. And it's just like the phone tree, I think, but a lot better because all the information that you put in there is kept. And you don't have to do it but one time. But our phone bite is paid for by the region. That's the question. Who's going to pay for it? So we in our region decided that we would keep the money in the program, and then our locals would get a chance to use it as they needed to. We have at least two, I don't know, two. I don't think we got three, but we have some locals that use it, and then we have some locals that are still on conference call, but they're still working. But the biggest thing about phone bite for me that I like about it is you only are charged if the connection is made, and it's going to be made by call or by email. So for some of those folk who say I don't do any email, they will get a call, and it goes through. And if it doesn't go through, then you don't have to pay for it. It's easy to do. All you need is, after your region says that they'll pay for it, find you a person who's going to do it, make you a username and a password, so that whomever's going to do it, they'll always know that whoever's going to, whatever local, a username and a password, and then go in and set it up for your region. All you need is your roster, 3 sections: your name, your phone number, and your email. That's all you need. And then you can import that into PhoneVite. After that, as you get members, you can add them. As you lose them or people go or cancel, you take them out. So and then you just go from there. And I just think it's great. You make your own message up, no more than 2 minutes, and then they show you how to do it, and you tell them to send it out tomorrow at 3:45, and that's what this program will do. It's going to send it tomorrow at 3:45. If they don't make a connection, you don't get charged. The highest charge is 7 cents, but since you are a nonprofit, you might get 5 cents or 6 cents, something like that. It's just one, and you can use it to just people you want to use. You don't have to do your whole a roster of people. You can
Yeah.
do just committees. You can, I mean, it's just a great program, and I can't tell you everything that it does because I don't know everything that it does. But those are the things we do, and we use it every month, sometimes twice a month, depending on what's going on. PAC, we might have to send messages out twice, or our foundation, or our luncheon, or our district all member program, things like that. And so we use it all the time, and it's not hard. Once you get it set up, it is not hard to do. You just plan. That's the big thing. So I am A+ for PhoneVite for communication. I am.
So Pat, for those who are setting it up, do they just Google phone bite, or what do they
PhoneVite.com.
do?
You just do PhoneVite.com,
All right.
and it will come up, and they have the part that tells you how it works. They have the part that tells you the steps. And then you can call. I mean, I'll be glad to get you started, and then you can go on and find other stuff you might want to use for it. But
Okay.
in CC, who are we? CCRSP Cumberland County. I use it. Well, actually, I think Teresa uses it more than I use it. Robertson County uses it.
And
And we are
Richmond
trying to get
County.
the other ones.
Richmond County uses it.
And Richmond County.
Oh,
And we are
good.
trying to get, we got another, at least one more, but we've got to work with them to get them started on it. But it works
Okay.
great with the region paying for it and just leaving the time there so that whenever they do get a chance and want to try it, it can do it.
Okay.
So
Good
you're
stuff.
saying, I'm sorry. So
No,
you're
go ahead.
saying that the region pays for it, but
Uh-huh.
all the locals in that
Yes.
region have access to it.
Yes. That's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
thank you.
Yes. Yes.
And your region should probably be setting up their budget, to begin the new membership year. So it's a good time to say, hey, why don't we try this year to see what
Yeah.
happens with it?
One thing about it, once you use, if you put in $50, after you use $50 worth, if you don't like it, you don't have to use it anymore.
Okay.
And you haven't lost any money. So
Great.
it's good. It's just good.
Okay, so now these are our main areas of focus. One of them is proposing that 2-year legislative agenda. And that's what we base our lobbying on with our state legislators and with the state treasurer. Somebody just this week said to me, do y'all lobby the state treasurer? Yes, we do, because he's in charge of our state health plan. He's in charge of what happens with our retirement plan. So yes, we lobby him about what we need, what we're concerned about. We monitor any legislation and policies that affect our retirement plan and our state plan. Then we share those updates with our members. That's one of the main thing our region legislative chairs do. We meet regularly. We don't have a every month meeting, but whenever there's a need, we say, okay, here's the time. When do y'all want to get together? And we get together and do our plan, and then we send it out to everybody.
Yeah.
We do maintain our NCRSP campaign for the Great Public Schools Fund, which we still sometimes call PAC, but it's the Great Public Schools Fund. And we utilize our legislative contact team members, and Pat's going to talk about that more in just a minute, to contact with our state legislators. And if you're one of the folks today who's on here is not already one of major legislative committee people, that's something you can do. It's important to have our LCTs.
Yes, it is. Very
Okay,
much
Pat?
so. All right, working with our legislative contact team. These LCTs, as we call them, when current lists, when you get back to planning for your coming up year, we would like to have a list of your LCTs. I don't know, some people have maybe one or two representative, at least one, and a senator or something in their area. Some people have many more than that. And so if you do have more than that, try to get you one for each one of those people, or 2 or 3. Actually, all of us should be doing something. Recruit new LCTs. Sometimes folk might need to take a rest. They don't want to do it anymore. Maybe they don't want to think it up or whatever. But so recruit. And I don't think you can get too many myself. I think that's one of the reasons why our folk don't do what we say. We ask, we need, because we do not contact them enough. We don't have enough communication going there. Asking new NCRSP members in your region. That's one way. Maybe the folk that you are recruiting, they might be wanting to come with you because they know that you are doing something, trying to do something with these folk that are representing us. That might be something that's pulling them in. That certainly would be a good time to ask them to join you as an LCT. So folk who attend your convention, if they are not, ask them. In-person meetings, ask them. Those who respond to your legislative update email, ask them. The only thing they can do is say, I was going to say yes, but the only thing they can do is say no.
Yeah, you're right. Because those are the people, that bottom one, those are the ones who are asking questions, then they're paying attention to what you're saying. So those are the ones you might want to get as LCTs.
That's right.
And we hate to say this, but we know the reality. We all are older folks, right? So sometimes you have a member who suddenly cannot work anymore on the computer, or we have a member who's LCT who passes away. So we need to replace those folks.
That's right.
That's a hard thing that somebody will sometimes contact me and say, I'm not able to do it anymore, Colleen. And I say, that's okay. You've done a great job now, but we do need to keep that list current.
We do. That's right.
Okay, now, we don't know why this little dash is in here where we try to take it out, but anyway.
That's the
What we're
truth.
going to do, here's our schedule for updating our legislative agenda. Early in July, Pat and I will get together. We're going to draft the proposed agenda. We'll look at what we've had in the past. We'll see how we want to tweak it, what we want to change. And then about mid-July, we'll meet with Tama and we'll ask her to give us input, how she wants to revise it, what she wants to do, add to it, whatever. And then the legislative committee will decide when they want us to meet. And it'll be between the end of July and the end of August so that we can look at it and as legislative committee, narrow it down to what we want for our agenda, which will last 2 years, 27 and 28. And then in September is when we will ask our region legislative chairs to send it out to their members. And I like to say after the second week in September, because membership information usually comes, the rosters usually come maybe the first week in the month, but since September you have Labor Day, it's better to wait till the second week. We'll have our new members there. You'll also have people who were canceled because of illness or passing away or something. So you've got the most recent list when you do that in September. Once that is done, the admin council and executive board will tell us when they're going to have a meeting sometime in the fall for Pat and me to present this to them and to see what they want to do to update it and make different changes in it. And then in December, it'll be ready to go on our website so that in January, we'll be able to put that information out to our new people who are elected into office or our returning folks who are in office.
That's right. Keep that in mind. In
Yeah.
January, incoming legislature, just keep that in your mind.
Right. Any questions about this? Or any ideas? This gives our members a chance to give input. They're not going to all respond, but some say some things. We look at what they say and see if we can add it in there. I will tell you, I was doing a local, I won't say the county, but the gentleman was very involved, but he had a great proposal. He said, I think we should put on there that we want a 20% COLA. And, I didn't say anything. And he said, because they might give us 10%, but at least that's half of what we ask. But the thing is, if you ask for too big a COLA, they laugh at us and they don't even take us seriously. So we have to go within reason. But he gave me a good idea that, we need to push a little bit more if we can. Maybe one day we'll get some people in there that we can push them more than we are doing.
Oh, Lord, once they finish giving all of the money to the corporations, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Yep.
All right. So this is when we talked about the elections. All right. Look at this first bullet. First thing we have to do everything with elections through the active NCAE. So you want to check with your active NCAE president, the local president, or if they don't have a local president, check with your NCAE region director, not NCRSP, but NCAE. If there are candidate interviews going on, they should be going on right now. You see this deadline? 6:30.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's hard and fast, but I've been told, because I've been working in my local, that's when the GR wants to have them in so they can start looking at what they're going to do with recommendations. So you've got to act as soon as you can on that. I would say.
Sorry for the interruption. So they want the endorsements in by then, or they want the
local endorsement in by then.
We think they're not going to have them all. At all.
Exactly.
They're not going to have them all. They're not going to have.
They're not going to have them, Sue. No, but
not.
We're going to talk about that too.
Thing. That's right. Go ahead.
So we do want you to think of it. Well, I'll tell you right now. Let me give you an example. A gentleman from Region 1B called me, and he's a member of NCRSP. And somebody told him to call me, and he said, I'm running for office, and nobody said anything to me from NCAE. And so I said, have you got a questionnaire? He said, no questionnaire. Nope. I said, okay. So I went on and looked. First thing I did, I went on the board of elections to see what his email address was. He didn't have one listed. So when he filed, he did not give them an email address. And NCAE only sends questionnaires to people through email.
That's right.
So, I called him back. I said, we need to put your email in there. And then I sent it to 3 people in NCAE staff I didn't realize this was a busy time. They were having this meeting going on this week. They didn't get back to me, and he said, I still haven't gotten anything. So I contacted the region NCAE director in 1A. I said, this needs to come from you because they've not responded to me. Ask them to send a questionnaire to this candidate. And so he's got his questionnaire. This happened yesterday, and he's filling it out. The next step will be that with that region director, active NCAE region director, we're going to work getting the local president and a couple people, and then a couple of NCRSP people to do the interview with that candidate when he sends it in.
Here's
And
a
even
question.
if NCAE,
Okay,
yes,
now I'm
go
really
ahead.
confused.
Here's
Okay.
a question is for the region directors. Can we get a list of region directors?
They're on the website,
They on
NCAE
NCAE's
website. They are, look
Oh,
under leaders.
leaders. Okay.
Okay, that
all right.
answers my
Will
question.
do.
That was, yes.
Okay.
Okay. And if you have trouble, let me know and I can look and see who she is if I don't already know it.
Okay.
If there are two, usually there's one person who's designated as the GR person for that region.
Okay.
But sometimes it's easy because they don't always have two. Yes, Edie?
Hi, I want to know if I can get a copy of what's on the screen right now so I can send it to my director who does not communicate with me to let him know that, yes, you do need to communicate with us. So is there any way you can give me a copy of just that?
Yeah,
So I
slide
can
him.
send it to our president and director so he know, yes, we are supposed to be a part of this.
How about that? And also, you know, the purpose and you got that in your hand because
Yes, I got that.
that shows that we are supposed to be coordinating with them.
Okay, thank
So
you.
sure will. And
Wow.
y'all going to have access to this too later on when this is on the website, the PowerPoint. You'll have access to that too. Okay. All right. So now go ahead. Who's their hands up?
I
Okay.
have my hand up, and then Karen Puckett has hers up.
Okay, Karen,
I'm
you're
kind
showing.
of confused.
Okay.
So if well, part of my confusion is the fact that it's that you say on the second bullet, consider races that are priorities for NCAE. Where's the list of the priority legislators? Okay, that's enough. Mute issue. You just answered that
Then
question
it's it.
for me because you're
So
laughing.
I will tell
And
you.
all of you are just like, well, who knows? So you can't
I'll
really
tell
do
you,
that.
NCAE GR staff knows, and they have targeted ones. And I know, like in my region, there is one race that I've been told because I'm involved in these interviews. This is a targeted race because we think it's one with the right emphasis we can influence. But that does not have to be the only one you do. NCAE may not put any money for it and let you put any money for these candidates. But if we've got a member who's a positive person who supports our agenda, we locally we need to be able to say this person is a good candidate. Without an NCAE, we just look at it and they might give you approval, but they may not give you money for it or anything like
They may
that.
not even give you
All right,
approval.
so
That's
these
right.
joint interviews
Yeah.
are supposed to be taking place now as we
Yes.
speak.
Yes.
And then the form has to be filled out for each one as to whether we endorse or don't endorse. And it's due by the 30th.
That's right. We do well. What we did, because we had lots of candidates in my local, we did the as soon as we did the interview, we made the decision right then, and then we sent in that we had our members actually vote in our local. Because we're now majority, we had them vote on. They supported what we said, and then we've sent those in. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
you do
know,
that
And
right
it's
when you have the
online.
interviews.
It's online. The endorsement is online too. So there's no
What do you mean? What's online? The form itself,
the
Pat,
form from our president. The form for endorsement is online. So that's why you got to have one of your active folk so that they can just fill it out and send it in.
because they're the only ones that have access to it. It's on their website. Is it in the back door then that only they can access?
I've only seen it online. I don't know.
Right. But we cannot endorse anybody just for ourselves. If you don't have an active local, you talk to your region director to see what they can do because it's got to be NCAE active.
Right. Well, the active is working on it, but they were going to do their interviews in July because I mean they just got out of school.
Right.
They haven't had time to even get organized for all this.
But Barbara,
I
you
would
know
say
how
they
to help
need to
them do it quickly. You know how to
I
help
will,
them
but
do
I
it.
mean, we started on it, but I can't only move them so fast. Pat.
Yeah.
I mean,
know
I was
what?
just at a meeting with the superintendent because of what's happening in a school. So, I mean, their focus is on,
Oh boy.
I mean, there's other things happening. So I will get on it, and
Yeah,
then
well,
we're trying to
I'll
meet that
address that, and
deadline.
then I'll call on Karen too, because she's had her hand up. Thank you, Karen, for being
Okay.
patient. But you know, last time we did this, they said the same thing. Our deadline was May the last time,
Yeah.
but then everybody didn't have things in, so they extended it. So I'm telling you right now, the soft deadline is June 30th.
Okay.
So I like soft deadline much better than the other way you
Yeah.
put it, because then that means it's flexible.
Right.
Mhm.
But they said the problem was the reason they want to try to stick with this June 30th is that gives them time to get information out prior to early voting.
And those
Yes.
Apple cards got a lot to do with
Right.
it too.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, I
Okay,
bet they
Karen.
can do that.
My question, I had seen something about the regions are going to be rearranged. Is that happening? Has that already happened? Am I?
No,
Okay.
they had a meeting this week, and we had our representatives from NCRSP on there. They are still looking at what's happening, and your region directors probably have some of the latest things. It wouldn't happen till next year. And
Okay.
right now I wasn't sitting in on that meeting, but I do know they've talked about redrawing the lines a little bit, because like we have in Forsyth County, we've gotten to majority, which changes the numbers. We base it on the active membership numbers.
Okay.
So right now, for this
Oh,
year, we are
really?
the same
On the active membership,
on
I
the
didn't know
active
that.
membership numbers. Yes, it is.
So
Okay.
explain what you mean by majority for people that might not know what that means, that you have
Okay, that
majority.
means that more than half of the employees in that school system are members of NCAE.
Wow.
So there are now 4 in North Carolina.
Wow, is right.
And all of them have a UNISERV director, I bet you.
No, ma'am.
What
I know?
UNISERV?
Okay.
What UNISERV?
There are only 2 UNISERVs in the state.
Well, Trip,
He's not a UNISERV. He's an
Oh.
organizer.
an organizer. Yeah, that's their new title. Excuse me. That shows how
Yeah.
old I am.
Yeah, he's a region organizer. Yes, he is. Okay,
Not
Kathy?
organizers.
Okay, should we be contacting our local candidates to see if they have received the questionnaire?
Yeah.
Yes, you should.
Mhm.
Okay,
You should.
all right. I'll get
And
on
then-
that today then.
That's right. And you can always do like the Board of Education, look and see what it says for their email address.
Well, I belong to another organization, and I belong to the Senior Democrats here in Wayne County, and we
Yeah.
already have all that information.
Wonderful.
So I can easily contact them and find out if they have. If
Right.
I come across somebody who does not have it,
Mhm.
what is my next step? Who do I
If
need
you
to
feel
contact?
comfortable, contact your active NCAE region.
We don't have
director.
one here.
You don't have NCAE? You do not.
Not in Wayne County anymore. I just discovered that a few weeks back.
So she has to
Okay.
be her director, huh?
So I would say 2 things. First of all, have them try to contact NCAE, Nicole Price, nicole.price@ncae.org. And the other thing, and that candidate could do that, or if you know you've got the right email address, let me know if nothing's happened, but it's going to have to be, I don't know what they're going to do in that case, because there's got to be somebody doing GR in that area if they don't
It
have a
wouldn't be-
region director.
Okay.
Did you say, Kathy, they don't have a region director, or
No,
they
I
don't
said
have
we
an
don't
active?
we don't
an
have a
active-
local NCAE.
A local.
Oh,
Right,
so
right,
no,
right.
you
Yeah.
don't do your local. It's a region director.
Okay, region director.
It's not local,
Mhm.
right?
So I have to find out who that is and move
Mhm.
forward. Gotcha.
Right, and look on NCAE and you can find it.
Okay,
Yes, Miss
thank you.
Our Laverne. You're muted.
Unmute, dearie.
She's trying. She's trying.
Is she? You want sign language?
Okay, very good. Hi.
Hey,
Similar to Kathy, we have to work through our active group.
yes, ma'am.
We just can't go out there and do it ourselves.
Mm-mm.
No,
So, of course, the Charlotte group is already on it.
right.
So we already know who who we're endorsing. And,
Yes.
and of
Yes.
course, our retirees work very closely with our
Yeah.
active. So
Yes.
we're moving
Okay.
along
Yes.
with the other 29, 39 local groups here in
Yes.
Region 3 that are
Right.
supporting public school educators. Like almost weekly, somebody is going to the galleys and trying to fill them up. There was a group
Okay.
that went on, NC Democrats went on Tuesday.
Oh,
Great. That is great. But you are right. We have to go through NCAE.
yeah.
A couple of years ago, we tried to make sure there were interviews done in every area, and we had our retirees getting ready to do interviews, and NCAE said, no, it's got to be led by NCAE. Now we're older folks. Many of us, we were all educators in some form or other. We know how to lead people without saying, I'm telling you what to do. We can say, let's do this. What if we set up an interview? We will be glad to
Right,
join you.
right,
We'll help
right,
you write the questions.
right.
Then that way you're not saying, okay, we're going to write the questions, send them to you, and you have the interview. We've got to say, let's do it together.
I agree with that.
Okay. And I know Paulette's on here. You participate in yours, don't you? Is Paulette still on?
She went to get water, maybe.
Not him. Okay, Kathy, another question, comment?
Yes, I have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have faced a very unique situation in my local.
Yeah.
I had a couple of members come to me and say that we need to stop pushing Democratic candidates.
Yes.
Because everybody there is not a Democrat. And
Right.
I understand that.
Yes.
But I told them
That's right.
we had a member who was a Democrat who ran for our school board.
Yes.
And I endorsed her within our group. I told her she's a member. We want to support our member.
Yeah.
And it didn't go over well. I didn't say, I didn't focus on her being a Democrat. It was a member. Had we had another member and they were lined up with what we want, I would have endorsed the other member. But they don't want to be involved in politics.
Right.
And I told them, you can't live your life without being involved in politics because politics govern us. So is there another way I can embrace this?
Yes.
Because and at our last meeting, we had a conversation. I told him, I said, it doesn't matter to me. Well, it does, but for the sake of the meeting, I said, it doesn't matter to me if the candidate is Republican, Democrat, or independent. What matters is what they stand for.
Yes.
I'm always going
Issues.
right. I'm always going to stand with the one who appears to be supporting our issues. But there are many of them who don't want politics to come in at all. And they've even said, well, if you keep doing this, we're not going to come anymore. I was like, in my mind, I said, here's your hat, what's your hurry? But out loud, I said, I'm sorry to hear that. But what happens with us as seniors is very much dictated by politics. So we need to be aware, we need to be involved. Is there anything else that I can or should say?
Yes. People say that to me often. And I say, as you said, Kathy, it's not whether Democrat or Republican. When we look at their questionnaire, when we interview them, we support those who support public education, students, and our needs. What's happening with us in our health care and our retirement plan.
That's right.
And that's what determines it.
We have to remind them that we are nonpartisan. I mean, that's who we are. That's exactly right.
Yes. Okay, Laverne and then Karen. You're muted again, hon.
I almost forgot my question.
Okay.
My question was for some kind of way I got off the list, and over the last year or so, I have not been contacted. If it wasn't for Jean getting information to us in Region 3, to my knowledge, Mary nor I have had any contacts directly from you or anyone.
That is the way it's going. It's going through the region legislative chairs. They have the power to share information with y'all. So it's coming from them unless it's something that immediate, and then we get Carol to do a constant contact. But most of the time, it is coming from the region director. I'm sharing. They can tell you on this. Most of the time, they're not creating their own. I'm giving them information, and they're kind of adding what they need to. But it is coming from us. Yeah.
But 3 years ago,
Uh-huh.
legislative contacts
Uh-huh.
received the information along with going to Raleigh. We had separate dates that we would actually show up in Raleigh.
Sure.
I haven't seen or heard of any of that over the last 2 years.
No, it was over last year. And the reason is they did not meet. The legislature did not meet. And we're not going to ask you to go to Raleigh to when there's nobody there.
Okay.
But we are planning to gear up with this. And if something happened right now, we'd tell our regional legislative chairs to get out, our LCTs to get out there. But sometimes we will send an email to all of y'all saying, let's get together in Zoom and talk about it. But we just haven't had anything that has not needed to go to all members, if that helps understand. See, these issues right now, all of our members need to be contacting, not just LCTs.
They do.
Yeah. So what Mary and I were doing was we're working to get contacts for all of the people that were a part of the legislative team, as you well know, because I sent it to you as well, and announced it in our meetings on whenever we had our meetings.
That is our goal, to have at least one for each person. We really want to do that because to build a relationship, whether it's a good or bad relationship, build a relationship. So they know when they hear from Laverne, then they know she's got something to talk about that's talking about retirees. Yeah.
One more thing. I heard that we will not be getting the Apple cards this year. Is that true?
I would say it is not a definite. I will also say that staff leadership, NCAE, does not think the Apple Card is effective. We, NCRSP, know that it's effective. We know that we use it. And if you don't go and pass it out at the polls, you take a picture and you email it to somebody, you text it to somebody, and they've got the information. We think it's important. And then those people who don't know us, they've got a card there. We are still pushing for it. So we've not heard a definite no, but I've heard the same. We just know we get pushback on it. And Lynn and I were just having this discussion about the legislative committee is going to have to talk about what we do about our Great Public Schools Fund. We said maybe we can create our own Apple Card once things are done in place for our recommendations. So we might do something like that.
Yeah.
But we don't, it's still, in the indefinite stage, but we know how important it is. Okay, Karen?
Just wanted to say, talking about partisanship here in Rowan County, sometimes only Republicans or independents are running, no Democrats. And, we don't pull for somebody just because they're a Democrat. But we will look, because some of the Republicans will be an extreme Moms for Liberty person, or what, so we have endorsed Republicans and independents and our local, when I was in the local, still working.
Right. Okay, thank you, Karen. That's good. And you have to do that. We have to go down and talk to them, whether, they're going to support us or not. They've got to hear us. Okay.
The next bullet, we've really talked about encouraging us to participate in the interview.
Can you call me back? I'm on Zoom.
To participate in the interview. And it needs to be somebody from the NCRS. This says the president, region director, or an LCT, or another member that is one who pays this kind of thing attention. But we need to be in the place. We need to be at the table and support the local active NCAE president. If you have one now, I'm finding out. I need to find out for us who our NCAE region director is. I can't say I know that right now, but that's evidently going to be a good person to get to know also. So we are in the mix no matter what NCAE does. We ought to be in the mix for working with that, being a part
and
of it.
I can send that to all the region legislative chairs if that helps. So they'll have the information.
Okay, wonderful.
Right. Okay, thank you. And that last bullet there, that's the one, basically what we said a while ago. You got to support them to get things done.
Right.
So what's happening in the legislature? Well, the budget is not there yet, but we still hope it's going to be. It's past June 15th and it's not come. I looked last night in the middle of the night when I was responding to Pat on an email, and I did see that there were no issues on the calendar for this week or next week having to do with the budget. There are a couple of education issues, but they're affecting actives, and it has to do with diversity and teaching and things like that. Our state health. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and there's something that's going on with licensure, but that's for the active folk too, I believe, right?
Yes,
something going on with their license.
So yes, and we continue to work on the voucher situation. So we just that's something, but that's not being talked about right now in the legislature. But when you interview candidates, make sure that's one of your questions. We always do that with our questions. You know, do you support public schools? What do you think about this money going to the private schools and all that? So on the state health plan, we could do a whole session on that. And we're going to. Lynn and I are meeting next Friday with Tom, who is the executive director of the state health plan, because there are a lot of issues that happen. I'll just give you a little brief summary about that. You probably have heard in the news, retirees have already been hit as far as prices going up, things going up with the state health plan. If you are under 65, is everybody on this call over 65?
Yes.
Yes, I think we probably are. Okay, so we don't have access to the Lantern plan, but the Lantern plan, if you are under 65, as a retiree or active, you can take advantage of that. So you can get reduced rates when you have outpatient, pre-planned surgeries, and it's a great benefit. People think that that's a myth. When they got their cards in the mail, they threw them away. So when we do our little session whenever we do our session with y'all, I'll tell you more about that plan, because you do know people who participate in that. But I will tell you what, here's what the treasurer said. He said, yes, rates are going to go up for retirees. But we have to have a strategic plan. We are greatly in debt, and it's not because we've done anything inappropriate with money. It's because premiums have gone up. It's because insurance has gone up everywhere. It's because prescription drugs and doctors are charging more, and everything people use in hospitals and all is costing more. So you have to go up. You've got to get rid of your debt, just as we do as individuals. So that's one reason they're looking at retirees first. But he said, we all have to share the load. July 10th, we're getting back together with the Board of Trustees, and we'll be there listening, and they'll be talking about how it's going to affect actives. But he said our priorities are protecting affordable premiums, having stable benefits, helping members achieve better health, and ensuring members have access to care. And he is always looking at things to try to make things better, to get the best thing we can. So this is just because most of us here are on Medicare, this is a comparison. We'll do more when we do that PowerPoint talking about this, because there were so many things I could have shared, but I didn't want to. We're already almost about gone over. But you'll see this is probably going to happen for the retirees. So if you're on the Medicare Advantage plan, you can see an increase. You can see what it is like for out-of-pocket, $4,000. In 2027, it would be $4,500. So it's going to go up for $500 for out-of-pocket. But let me tell you this. For example, if you are paying a $40 copay, your insurance is really $485. And the insurance company is paying $435 of it. So you really are getting good deal. I know it hurts, but it also hurts to go to the grocery store and have to pay more. It hurts to go to the gas station and have to pay more. It hurts to make decisions about what you're doing. But our insurance plan is a good one. We want to keep it there. We want to have insurance because when I see other plans, you hear people say, oh, if we went back to Blue Cross Blue Shield, it would be so and so. No. When I do my retirement workshop, I'll have somebody in the audience who sells Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they'll say, you're absolutely right. We are going up on our rates and everything too. So just stay tuned, listen out, and we'll do a Zoom session for you on the health plan and what's happening, and just kind of lay out everything for you on that. I know that's a lot on that information. Pat?
Well, here we are at the end, and this is our contact information. You can get us by phone. You can get us by email. You can get us by text. That's still phone, isn't it? But this is the information right there. Colleen has more of it than I do, but it's still there. And please do contact us and give us information and help us to be the best that we can be for our retiree group. Legislatively speaking, y'all, you understand that anybody who says that they don't want to be political, they just need to find them another mode of that pension. They just need to send it on back to Raleigh and then just divide it up among us. We'll take them little 25 cents, anything they got there, because if they're not political, I don't know where in the world they come. And that's including Social Security too. Every bit of it is political.
Right.
It's just amazing. But
Thank
that's
you.
where we are, and that's the information.
I'll share about my 2 emails. I give the legislature and the state treasurer's office my Gmail account, email address, and I give everybody else my Bell South. I check both of them, but I check the Bell South all the time. So anytime, because I figure the legislators can wait, you know. But if you want to contact me right away through email, use my Bell South. Okay, Miss Teresa?
Unmute. She was happy too.
I want you to correct your phone number there.
Oh, that is right. She's right. I didn't even see it.
It's a 910.
Where is,
Yes,
where is
It's
901?
910.
I'm from 901 now, y'all. Wherever that is.
910.
Thank you. We
Thank
will
you,
correct
Teresa.
that.
You can tell we call each other or text each
All
other a
the
lot.
time.
Okay. Thank
I'm
you
going
so
to
much,
find out where
Teresa.
901 is. Thank you.
Oh
'cause
no,
I
it's
didn't even
probably
look
one of
at
those
it.
fake. It's one of those other country things.
Yeah, I want to find out where I'm from.
Don't do it. Don't call it. Okay, Barbara.
I have 2 questions. One is, you mentioned in one of your emails that the region legislative chairs will be responsible for training their legislative chairs in the locals. So would it be possible to get a copy of the slide deck?
Yes, it certainly will.
Okay.
Yes.
Second thing, I heard through the grapevine from our upcoming president that committee chairs are being encouraged or will have to send reports to their region directors. So as a region chair,
Local.
that wasn't clear. So that's why I'm getting some clarification on that. Will the region directors have to send reports to the director of what they've done or are doing on a monthly
I know committee chairs are supposed to send quarterly reports
to
the executive board. But locals, I do not think so. I will double check on that. I don't think there's anything for locals to have to do that.
Right.
So would it be the region committee chairs or just the state committee chairs?
It's just state committee chairs, as far as I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she may have been confused because she asked me about that, and I said we've never had to do that before, but I don't know, because so many things have changed of what we're expected to do.
It is all this is new policy, just like having this required training for some of us. That is all new too. So we'll double check. Yes, Laverne.
Thanks for double checking.
Yeah.
I almost forgot again what I was going to ask.
But you didn't mute, so you're okay.
All right. Colleen, last year, I guess because we asked you to come to our regional meetings so much, we had to pay you when you came to our fall meeting. Or is that going to be an expectation next year that when you come, we need to give you some money?
No. What it is I think as far as NCRSP goes, I think you can have, isn't your local can have somebody at least one time. And then I think your region can have somebody at least one time, for the region meetings too.
Financing.
So then, other than that, we just work out what we need to work out.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'll talk to you personally because I don't,
Okay. Thank you.
I didn't get money in the fall. I didn't want money from the fall.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll work out what we can. All right. But we are going to fix this thing and give Pat a number this was her strategy so that nobody could
Tennessee.
really
I'm from
contact her.
Tennessee, y'all. I'm from Tennessee.